We now turn to Rabbi Naama Kelman for a response from the Latkes team.
Yes, this debate is heating up, I just want to say that Joel and I are Her Majesty's oily opposition, and we beg to defer and to disagree, because I am here to tell you that the Latke, the Leviva, or the Bimwelo, as our sage Rabbi Shelley Donnell has taught us, is actually the food with the deepest and oldest roots in our entire Jewish history and in our entire biblical heritage. Yes. I want to tell you, as a first myself, as a first rabbi or woman rabbi ordained in Israel, as the first woman dean in Jerusalem, the latke, or the potato, which is the latke in its essence, goes back way far, and serving to speak truth to power, to be the source of both good and evil. According to an extant fragment that we recently discovered in Tel Dan, it was actually Eve who handed Adam not a tapuach etz, but a tapuach adama, the first. And therefore our fall from Eden was a fall from couch to couch potato. And let's face it, the minute potatoes and oil come together, it's one delight after the other. French fries, latkes, hash browns, potato chips that are regular, potato chips with sea salt, potato chips with vinegar, got some others? So, and in fact, the potato has taught us again and again that we fall from grace and we pick ourselves up. After that whole bag of potato chips, it's often hard, but we can, and we do. And the same is true with eating countless latkes. Let's face it, how many hamantashen can you really eat? How many latkes can you eat? It's endless. And another thing about important potatoes in history, it was the potato, spelled with an extra E, that brought down a vice president when Vice President Dan Quayle corrected a young speller by adding an E to potato. But I digress. Latkes themselves, in my mind, are a symbol of diversity. And in this era of multiculturalism and postmodernism and deconstructionism, unlike the hamantashen that says it kind of just stays like it is, and it's true, there are multiple fillings, and I prefer actually a chocolate chip filling, which you did not mention. The latke is so versatile. Right, and Rashi, who, I quote, of course, what Joel, my learned and distinguished colleague, just said about the latke. Rashi, being French, he should know, and a vinator, and he owned a vineyard. So when he says this boiled farina, then fried, was delicious, I believe Rashi. Perhaps this was actually the first version of the French fry, according to But yes, once the potato was introduced, we rolled over all those wheat and farina options, despite the fact that our learned sage, Rabbi Shelley Donnell, tells us that the yeast dough, fried and served with honey and cinnamon, after the first day of being delicious, can actually serve as an effective weapon. And it was these delicacies that brought down those Syrian elephants and allowed our Maccabees to win. So, again, latkes are versatile and delectable. Leviva just rolls off the tongue. The latke is able to adapt in a myriad of settings. And what is more important than being a Jewish leader in the world, whether you're a rabbi, a cantor, or an educator? You, our future leaders, should know that it's all about making latkes. And I quote from this important midrash in Bamidbar Rabbah. When Moses ordained, and it's our ordination week, when Moses ordained Joshua, Moses first said to himself, well, why not my sons? Why not my sons? Why Joshua? And according to the midrash, the reason why Joshua was chosen was because Moses' son sat idly by and did not study Torah. Yeah, they were busy eating hamantashen. Joshua served you, says God, showed you great honor. It was he who rose early in the morning and remained late at night in your house of assembly. He arranged the benches. He spread the mats. He sent out the emails. He fried those latkes. Seeing that he has served you with all his might, he is worthy to lead Israel. So there we have it, two separate proof texts. One going way back, one little later. Why the latke is the symbol of leadership, diversity, cross-cultural even. Who was involved in interfaith long before anybody else? When the latke could become a kremzel, which we eat on Passover. When the latke could be a fritter or a flat cake. So many versatile ways of appearing. At times you have to be this kind of leader and that kind of leader. At times you have to be pastoral care, other times scholarship. We know a latke can be made from many different sources. Sweet potatoes, carrots, zucchini, spinach, kubeza, corn, even cheese. Now, is that not versatile? Is that not cross-cultural? Is that not wonderful? Is that not the source of miracles in our lives? All these things represent the miracles in our lives. And I end with a prayer and a hope. That when we eat our delectable and delicious potato latke, we remember the simple, flat, and oily miracles of our lives. And when we eat the sweet potato latke, may we remember the sugary and sweet miracles in our lives. And when we eat a spinach latke, may we remember the green miracles in our lives. And we meet kubeza, perhaps the most important miracle. When in the 40s, our Jerusalemites were starving because we were under siege. What saved our Jerusalemites in the 1940s was the kubeza latke. We broke the siege of Jerusalem with latkes. And last but not least, corn for the corny miracles in our lives, those everyday miracles. And of course, oil. We shouldn't put down oil. That is the symbol of peace. Let us pray for the miracle of peace.